Hi guys, it's Foyke, but you can call me Foy. Just a quick disclaimer, we did record with the social worker and the mentor. It is quite a lengthy one, so we decided to break it up into two parts. So this is part one, and we will also release part two next week. Hope you enjoy it. Hi guys, it's Foyke, but you can call me Foy.
Hey, this is Lola, but you can call me Lola if you like.
Hi, this is Belisa, and you can call me Vels if you want. And this is the Everybody Hates HR pod, episode 27, with special guests.
So today we've got Nana and Robert from the Social Worker and the Mentor podcast.
Woo!
Hi guys.
What are you saying, people? What are you saying? Ladies, thank you for having us. Thank you.
I must say, listen, the energy is absolutely fantastic.
Nah, bro, I'm feeling it, bro.
Lovely, yeah.
Amazing,
yeah.
I know I didn't bring my supermodel here, bro.
You should have.
I fancy making a cup of tea. What are you talking about?
100, man, 100.
We don't have a kettle in here, but outside.
Yeah.
Make us at home.
Honestly.
So do you guys want to tell us a little bit about your podcast? My sister actually is a social worker.
Okay.
So that's how I came across you guys' podcast. And then we just see you popping up all over TikTok. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
Robert's asking us if you can drink water. But like,
Page one.
Tell us a little bit about you guys' podcast, like how long you've been going, and also just like give us a little introduction into yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Nana. So I'm a qualified social worker. My current post is I'm a team manager of a frontline child protection team. And then Robert is actually, this guy's got many hats, bro. You might as well just tell them, bro, how many hats you've got in it.
Hi guys, my name is Robert. I'm a mentor, inclusion officer, child counsellor, Senko. I work with Channel Prevent. I work with YOS, Youth Offending Service, AST.
Okay.
Makeup artist.
Yeah.
You know the thing already, innit? Yeah? You know the thing.
Love that.
Yeah, I mean, me and Rob, we've been filming for, how long has it been?
It's about 5-6 months now.
5-6 months, yeah.
Wow, you guys have done well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Trying.
But originally, so it's mad because like I've actually worked with Rob on previous cases, but in terms of the podcast, so it was during the pandemic, and he was kind of like just speaking to me, like asking me like bare questions, and then I didn't know he was actually interviewing me for us to do the social worker and the mentor, innit?
That is
And
so
then
funny.
He was saying to me, Nana, you know what? Me and you could do a podcast. And I was like, bruv, you know what? I'm not even cut out for this thing, you know. He's like, no, you're gonna do it. And I remember like the first episode, I was bare nervous. And since then, I can't wait to get back in the studio, honestly. But yeah, I mean, our job roles are very tough. And I think the angle that me and Rob wanted to kind of take was to show people a different side to being a social worker, but also being a mentor. And with us, we realised that there was a gap. You don't really tend to see black men or a lot of black men who are social workers, who are mentors, who are young. And we're trying to mix being corporate, but being street at the same time and kind of give a reality, different angle to our actual job roles. Because I think many people have an idea, but they don't really know what it fully entails. So that's the reason why we've kind of taken this angle to do the social worker and the mentor podcast, so that people can actually hear our own experiences as well, and obviously just resonate with us.
And just to add as well, I actually had the idea. It was during lockdown. I was bored at home one day. I'm like, I want to do something. And then all of a sudden now I see all these podcasts.
Yeah.
So I didn't want it to be relationships or football.
Yes.
We love that. We love that. We love that.
That's up.
Right? So anyway, I was looking at my phone book now. I was thinking, right, do you know what? I've got some great, fantastic professionals in my phone book, and sometimes you don't realize who's in your book, you know. So I thought, do you know what? Yeah, why don't I do like an education podcast? So I thought, I've got teachers in my phone book. I've got solicitors, judges, social workers, people that work for Youth Offending Service, CAMS, nurses. And I thought, right, you know what? Because I work with young offenders or young people that are quite vulnerable and that are known to social care, I thought it'd be great if there's like a podcast where it's our industry and we just hear stories and how we can make our sectors better.
Yeah.
So at first, I done my own podcast. It was called Let's Talk with the Mohawk, yeah. So that's going to come as well, yeah. But then I thought, something was missing. And I thought, right, Nana. I thought, yeah, Nana likes to talk like me, you know. But you have to talk on this thing, innit, yeah? So I thought, yeah, I need a man that's going to just talk the thing like me. Someone who's going to be expressive and real and outgoing. But at the same time, just man them, innit?
Yeah.
And I thought, if you look at us two, wow, we look like man them, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's where it came from. And, we've got a great chemistry. And not only that, he's my brother as well, you know.
Yeah,
so
100, bruv,
so if I need advice or I'm going left and I need man to just fix me up, I say, brother, you're leaving mad, you know.
Nah, it's true.
Nice.
And just to say, like, Rob does kind of like mentor me as well, and he's right. Like, it's not just like, even when we work cases, and sometimes it's like, you know, I'll call him and he's like, yeah, Nana, you know what? Nah, that social worker is moving mad, bro. You got to actually tell them about themselves, innit? Or if, say, a decision's being made, like, I can ring Rob at any time, but even outside of work. So if I need something from Rob, he'll pick up and be like, yeah, Nana, you know what? Let's talk about it. So the brotherhood is very, very good. And like I said, we've got, like, it's 21 years experience between me and Rob. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
We've got that kind of range. But nah, like, honestly, I proper enjoy the podcast, really. And like I said, we've got so much things coming up in it.
We're excited. Yeah.
You guys are like the male version of us.
Yeah.
It's actually so true.
We're
It's
seeing
so
what you're
true.
doing. We're seeing it.
Thank
We're trying to
you.
do the same thing, right? Like, we want to show a different view of HR because we're not the stereotypical people that you think of when you think about HR. And so I guess you guys are trying to be a bit corporate, a bit street. We're just trying to be ourselves whilst being a little bit corporate, you know?
In the corporate world.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. But we can dive into some of those topics a bit later. I think Vanisa's got a couple questions for you.
Yeah, some quick
Warm up questions.
fire
Let me
questions.
know more. Let me get set.
Got me going nervous now.
One at a time, guys. Don't shout at me.
Is it one at a time? Oh, is it just...
No,
Yeah.
you can both answer.
Okay,
the same
so-
question. Yeah.
My bad. Sorry.
Okay. Be self-employed or employed.
Self-employed.
Yeah, self-employed, man.
Work from home or the office.
Work from home.
Cost of living, travel, petrol,
Well, listen, I
everything.
don't mean to be inappropriate, but I like it when I'm wearing the boxer shorts underneath and the t-shirt there. Yeah.
100%.
Hello, hi everyone.
Or you're having a meeting, and camera, what do you call it? The camera's off, and you're eating your food, innit? Now you're there. Oh, sorry, I had I them ones.
Yeah.
Public or private sector.
Public sector for me, man.
50-50.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to roll back to
We
this
do,
question
we do.
though,
Are
'cause
are people allowed to sit on the fence like that? Like, what's the?
Well, let's
we just
dive into
let
it.
you have it, didn't we?
We'll dive into it after.
Yeah.
All right, we have to.
Okay.
Manager or individual contributor. This is what I was saying earlier.
Manager.
Them, you know.
Yeah.
No,
I'm already there.
wait. What is an individual contributor? Because
So it's just someone who doesn't manage anyone. So they can still be a senior as a manager, but they just don't manage people.
well, yeah, a boss. That's me. Yeah. I like that.
Calm, bro. That's good.
Yeah.
Side hustle or no side hustle?
Side hustle.
Side hustle.
Side hustle.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Make lunch or buy lunch?
Make lunch. I know what I'm saying.
You're Ghanaian, that's why.
Cost of living, you know.
Listen, bruv, let me tell you. On Sundays, I cook my jollof rice.
That's
for the week.
Sunday, yeah.
That big pot,
Listen, I was telling you, it's because you're Ghanaian that you're talking like this. You're like, I'm not spending my money. Let me pack my
It's not even that.
for the week.
It's not even that. It's not even that. Alright, that's part of the reason why.
It's in your blood.
Nah, but I'm just saying, but if you can cook for the week,
Do you know?
But you don't mind eating the same food every
Let us say
day.
you
I'm
do
like
that.
that as well. I mean,
Yeah.
on Sunday, I'm with you.
I can't eat the same food.
Nigerian jollof, but you.
We're not gonna start that war.
No,
No,
let's say
no,
it's the same.
yeah.
And I eat it. I would happily eat the same thing. But these girls are like, nah, we need
No,
variety.
no, you see me,
Right.
like, you see me, no, but if it's allowed me, I'll have my jollof rice every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day, have my chicken.
How?
Yeah.
You don't get
with
bored.
lamb, or have my chicken stew or meat stew and salad, and that's
Yeah.
it.
And you can switch it up, you know.
Just
Of course you do, yeah.
That's not a switch
You
up.
can
That's
have
not a
the-
switch
you
up.
can have the jollof with different
Yeah.
things.
Yes,
Or
yeah.
So you know-
can have chicken, you can have chicken with salad. Chicken
That's
with
not a
rice.
switch up.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's
To answer that, at 50-50, innit? It's 50-50.
I keep saying
No, because
50-50.
I'm not saying don't buy lunch. Like don't get me wrong, I'll buy lunch during the week. But
Yeah.
if I got my jollof rice in the fridge, it's in a container,
Yeah.
and my plastic fork and everything, and I go.
Not my plastic
Well,
fork.
you know,
No, I'm with you.
well, you know,
Yeah.
well, today, right? I bought a large pea soup and patty. Yeah, £8.50.
Whereas your jollof rice is at home for free.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
your basmati rice and everything.
That is
just
Yeah.
go.
I
funny.
feel like it depends where you go, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like Caribbean shop pricing is
Teeth.
it can't it's not
It
an
actually
everyday
is.
thing.
It's
It's
true.
not an everyday thing.
Hey, listen, Africans as well. I remember I went to one. There's a shop near where I used to work in it. It's a Ghanaian woman, and she's like, "Oh, £8 for this jollof and everything." I'm like, "Auntie, come on, why?"
That's actually alright, you know.
Have you not
Wow.
seen Enish? It's like £16 for
That's
jollof
ridiculous.
rice.
No, but you know,
What you
anything sit down prices for just takeaway meals.
Bruv, I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's true.
Yeah,
Bruv, innit?
yeah.
Telling you.
I know.
I digress. Anyways, early start and early finish, or late start and late finish. You can't say 50-50.
No more
The thing is, because
50-50.
my job, it don't matter whether you start
Yeah.
early
Yeah, the
or
same.
late.
Yeah.
So like, I can't decide, innit? Because my job is not like that.
Although I do like to start early.
Yeah,
Okay.
start early.
Oh, really? Early
Yeah,
birds.
vampire life.
Yeah.
What's early? What's early?
Huh?
What's early? What?
8:00.
Nah,
Yeah, because you know what, right? Because I got to ring up them little. Well, yeah, my caseloads.
Yeah.
Are you up? Did you bathe today? Right, are you at
Okay.
school? Are you on your way?
Oh,
So,
okay, that makes
okay.
sense.
Kind of sort of like.
So you can do that from home though?
Yeah.
Okay,
No, on the
okay.
duty
That's not
phone.
too-
That's fine.
That's not too bad.
Good benefits or more money?
Peas. Peas. More peas, man.
That's a good question, you know. Good benefits.
Rob's coin, man.
No more 50-50.
Bruv,
Yeah,
you know,
no more
bruv, you know it's
50-50.
coin, innit?
That's actually a good question.
I can't believe you're thinking about
No, you
this.
can do that. No. Do you know why?
It's valid.
So the other day, I wasn't happy with a certain amount of pound signs, right? Yeah, and I said, listen, you know, something needs to be changed now. So the benefit I got is just by talking, they put the pounds up, you know,
Okay.
due to a specific role or project that I was involved in. So to a degree, I'll probably say the first one.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Me, I want the
Benefits,
coin.
okay.
Do you know what? Yeah. Well, when we go into talking about working in the public sector, I feel like that's part of it. Because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
benefits in the public sector,
Yeah,
they're
good
not,
pensions,
it's not,
no?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
Yeah,
permanent,
yeah.
you get
Yeah.
your pension, yeah.
Okay. Work socials. Do social workers and mentors? Do you not have socials?
What, for work?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
after
you know,
work and stuff. Like,
You
do
don't have
you?
work social.
Like you don't go for drinks and
Oh, yeah. Well,
You have to pay for yourself.
you
innit?
go
I
out
do.
with each other.
it's not that I don't, like, it hasn't, well, since
Not much as
lockdown,
before.
Not like
Yeah.
before, yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
dipped now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before what?
Yeah.
But it, okay.
Lunchtime.
But like outside of
Box
work, even
park.
like friends of
Not
mine.
social during
cocktails.
lunchtime.
So when
Yeah.
you did work socials or stay home?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I like to hibernate between January, February, March, April, May.
Fair, fair.
Those are reasonable months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Summertime, I'm
reasonable.
out.
Hibernating.
Summertime, I'm out.
Yeah.
Fair. LinkedIn or Instagram?
Obviously, LinkedIn's more
Wait.
professional, isn't it?
Yeah,
So-
LinkedIn. Yeah.
LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Really? Are you guys active on LinkedIn?
No.
I was gonna say, don't say it because you're on a HR podcast.
Nah.
You know?
But then Insta is more.
It's
You
more
can.
social.
No, you can combine the two together. You're more
Which one
business
would you rather
savvy.
be on?
Insta. It's more formal. You
Yeah.
can. My name's Gary. Hi.
No,
I've got
LinkedIn's
a
more
prof.
formal.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so she's saying Instagram or LinkedIn. Which would you rather be on?
Yeah, but if you're a businessman or
No, just in life.
Just
in
you.
life.
oh, just in
Just
general.
yeah.
Oh, Insta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
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 Coffee or tea?
I don't drink it either. Milo.
Really?
Not Milo.
Yeah.
What? I didn't even catch that. I didn't catch that.
You drink Milo.
As a Nigerian though, we do call
Nah.
it Milo.
Yeah, I'm in Milo.
But you're proper, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Supermalt and Milo.
Listen, that is funny. Do you put powdered milk in it as well?
Oh my god.
Evaporated milk. That's
Oh,
why.
wow. Okay.
Water. Evaporated milk and water.
No, evaporated
Just
milk,
evaporated
sugar.
milk,
No,
sugar.
evaporated milk, sugar.
You're adding sugar on top of the
Hey.
Evaporated
How much water
milk.
do you add into this thing?
Or just
You-
little water.
No, you do have to put some water in
You
it,
have
man.
to,
You
yeah.
have to.
I've
I'm with you on that one.
No, but
And you got to put. You have to put
so
water
you
in
have
it.
Sweet.
the chocolate powder for anyone who doesn't know what it is, yeah. And then you're adding
Wait.
evaporated
Milk,
milk,
and then sugar,
and then sugar.
and then hot water, and then my semi-skim milk.
Hey,
and my semi-skim milk, and then
Wow.
and then I'm gone.
Never full
Wow.
milk in our semi-skimmed in our.
Semi-skimmed on top of evaporated.
So I'm
You
not.
need to see one of those TikToks.
You
I
do,
know.
Yeah.
you do.
I know.
Oh, that'd be good, you know.
Yeah,
gotta
no,
see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That is a concoction.
But there'll be a corner.
That's a
on
good
it
idea.
that-
No. I'm gonna get cussed out. I don't care.
You will.
Nana, you've revealed a few eating habits in this or that. The jollof rice for a
Sorry,
week.
what's wrong with your friends? I stand with you, don't worry.
Yeah, stand together.
No, but the question is, Ghanaian or Nigerian?
That's not a question.
No question.
Huh?
There's only one answer.
Yeah, this is an inclusive podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
bro,
okay.
bro, for now we got to put differences to one side.
Hey,
Nah, bro, yeah, we have to.
hey.
Just for the next hour.
This is the one side.
Just for the next hour.
Yeah.
I'm supporting Ghana in the World Cup.
Hey.
That's because Nigeria's not there.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, can we beat them as well? Yeah, let's.
I'm gonna support you guys in the World
But
Cup.
didn't Ghana
Brazil?
get beaten by Brazil?
Yeah,
This-
but
Brazil.
that's friendly though. That's a friendly.
Oh, when it's serious, they're gonna.
Yeah,
You know why? There was no pate.
Huh?
No pate.
that's what I'm saying.
No pate.
But listen, yeah.
MacBook or Windows?
Windows.
Oh, wait.
I feel like every single question is so
Do you know what? Because for work, we use Windows, innit?
Yeah.
For work. Like
But
local
what do
authority,
you like?
Probably Mac.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I see, yeah, Mac.
Do you know what? Yeah, I have a Mac, but it's. I actually wish I had Windows on my Mac,
Yeah.
so I can get it. I get it.
Mm.
I'm just managing.
The last one I think I know the answer to. Trainers or shoes?
Trainers, man.
Yeah, I think that was
so much
easy.
trainers.
That was the easiest
Yeah.
question.
Oh my gosh.
So we got through it.
Yeah.
We made it through.
Some good ones there.
Yeah.
So just
We need to circle back.
yeah, we just need to circle back to a few. So the public or private sector, you said 50-50
Yeah.
and you said public.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to put the disclaimer out that we all work in private sector.
Yeah.
I'm currently
Someone
doing,
is
I'm
dibbling
currently doing a
and-
contract in the public sector.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I am very much a private sector person. before
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
So we will give you some,
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So you said public. Is
Yeah.
that just because by default,
Yeah.
as a social worker, you're in the public sector? Or do you genuinely like working in the public sector?
I like working in
And
the
same
public
to you.
sector.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think for me, because of the kind of person I am, I always say to myself, I want to kind of give back. And I think going in the public sector was my way or my avenue to do that. And I thought that social work was my actual roots. So yeah, public sector for me, because I private sector, I don't know if I've got anything to add. Like, I'll be
Okay.
honest. Just I think personality and how I am.
Yeah.
Public sector for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I think for me. Oh, sorry. Is it me?
Yeah. So you
Yeah. Yes, I think for me. All right. So I'm very much. I'm a creative. Yeah. I get bored quite quick. I like to be stimulated and everything. Yeah. I feel like in local authority you're very much restricted.
That's
And
true, yeah.
they don't like to think outside the box. But so I just feel like you can have more of a balance and more of a say and be more creative and make more things happen. And as you know, funding is quite difficult to get right now as well. So people tend to more, especially now, if you've got like an idea working with young people, you might want to start like a mentoring organization for like young girls or young boys, whatnot. That's the reason why they tend to, because I think the narrative is changing now, But yeah, that's my mindset or how I think, I suppose, to a degree.
That's interesting what you said about being able to be more creative outside of the public sector, because I don't have that much experience in the public sector, but that's sort of my experience at the moment.
Yeah.
Like there's things that if I have a certain problem, there's ways that I would deal with it in the private sector that are just not available to me at the moment, because it's a little bit more like restricted in terms of this is the framework, this is the policy, this is our practice, this is how you have to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas in the private sector, it's like, oh, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Yeah. Why is that though?
That's true.
I think when you're in the public sector, sometimes there's more scrutiny over how you use money, because obviously it's public money, right? And also there's less money, because it's public money. Whereas in the private sector, if there's money, you can do it, and also you're not accountable to the general public.
That's true.
Someone would just, if you work in the public sector, someone would just come and do a freedom of information request and be dragging everyone.
100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
That's true.
But I think also what Nana said about you get to bring your own personality and be yourself. It's really hard to do that in corporate space, in private sector. You don't you have to conform as opposed to be yourself. And I think it goes back to one of the episodes that we've done before, where we were saying it's a lot harder for guys to sort of like integrate within the corporate space, because black guys specifically, because you know, don't really want to just be that person where you're like sitting there, you're like, yes, okay, and have to talk a certain type of way. You just want to be yourself, and it's quite hard to do that in the private sector.
And also, I think there's a crossover, because even in the public sector, like our line of work as well, there's a certain level as you go higher up the chain that you have to be corporate. That's a part that I don't like, because I kind of feel as though that means that as a black man, I actually have to change. So even how I present and how I speak, if I go into those corporate settings, I've got a kind of like, you know, when you kind of got to G-check yourself, you're like, you know, okay, I'm in this setting now. So I got to mind how I talk. That's something that I don't kind of really like. I want to be able to speak, obviously I'm professional, but speak a bit more freely, that he's a black man in the room, without anybody wanting to say, oh, you know what, I don't like your tone, or you sound kind of aggressive. I've had that. So that kind of corporate bit, I don't kind of really enjoy that corporate bit at all, to be honest. I want to be kind of free, that this is me. I'm not going to be rude, but you're actually speaking to a black man. This is my character. You know, you need to be willing to kind of like understand and accept.
100%. And you know, just carrying on from Nana. So I think with me sometimes, all right, so once again, I'm going to use the lockdown. So, you know, during the time when we had the Black Lives Matter, and I'm never going to lie to you guys, I think I told Nana this, I swear it done something for me. You know, I was home watching the thing on TV now, I'm thinking, right, and it really made me feel empowered. And I'll tell you the reason why, right, I've got a lot of qualifications, and if you look at me, right, like obviously there's a stereotype, there's a black man go to, he's got tattoos, specific build, whatever, whatnot. So I'm stereotyped already on how I look. Do you know where I'm coming from? But little did they know, right, this guy's, he's a professional. Right? He's a qualified professional, and he specializes in a particular line of work, and I'm always getting stopped by police, they want to try to talk the thing.
So funny.
It's so annoying.
As in, obviously, like, it's something that a lot of black men experience, but it's funny because you actually literally work in
the
like
field.
you're helping the people that they think that they like.
No, I work with them. I actually work with them. There was one case I had experienced even like last year, end of lockdown, with a young person. Now he's quite a beast, so I take him like jogging, whatever, whatnot, just to build up his self-esteem, whatever, whatnot. I was taking him home, and then all of a sudden, one van pull up, next van pull up, tell me to get out of the car. So the policeman was shouting at me.
Wow.
So, man, no, don't shout. Like, don't do that. Because see me, I'm so confident now, right? Like, don't do that. And so I put down the window. I goes, what are you shouting for? He said, get out of the car. I said, no, why are you shouting for? So the young person next to me, he's kicking off, swearing. I said, no, calm down. Right, so the person with me, the young person, he's Moroccan. He's not even black. He's a Moroccan Algerian boy. And he's saying, Robert, why are they stopping you for? I goes, why do you think? Then he kept quiet. So when I showed him my ID now, he started to simmer and calm down now.
Of course he did, right? Of course.
So I goes, oh, so why you stopped me for? Oh, we heard there was a black car going fast.
A black car?
Do you know how many black cars on the road?
Right. You understand, right?
Annoying.
But as I said before, during COVID, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was professionally a little bit frustrated, and sometimes, you know, I just didn't believe in me. I went for that phase where professionally I wasn't enjoying what I was doing, and I just felt professionally unsatisfied. But I swear to you guys, that Black Lives Matter, I went to the first march, it just done something to me, and it just gave me this newfound confidence. And ever since then, I don't look back.
Yeah.
Because now, when I go to these managers' meeting now, what? Can't tell me anything.
I love that.
Yeah, no,
I love
and that's
that.
what I'm like as well. I think for me, like in terms of like being a social worker, because like, I'm a team manager now, I actually know I can go to the top, and I think when I go into management meetings, because I'm like the youngest manager around in those meetings. But for me,
big up.
100%. But for me, I'm not intimidated by any of them. So like, although they've got years of experience on me in that room, I know how to calm myself in the room. Okay, cool. You're a senior manager, but you know what? I'm gonna make sure I'm on the same level as you. So if you're gonna be bringing your knowledge, I've got the same thing. So I make sure I'm not quiet in those rooms, because I know that those glass ceiling, it does exist in terms of you know, trying to progress yourself up. So I make 100%. Sure that I'm gonna smash it through straight away. So for me, I agree with Rob. When you go to those meetings, they can't tell me nothing. They can't tell me nothing at all.
Because sometimes when I first went to like manager meetings, and it's all these managers,
big directors as well.
Can I ask a question? Sorry, are they usually like, are they white? There are a lot of black people as well. Is it mixed?
I'd say so. So mainly, what tends to happen in social care, because we did an episode on it about whether there's enough diversity in senior management in social care. So what tends to happen is like, in terms of local authorities, as you go higher up the chain, it is kind of whitewashed. I'm saying it's true. It's whitewashed. There's a lack of diversity in those kind of leadership arenas. Yeah. I'm more kind of middle management. Yeah. So I'm more kind of like the team manager post. There'll be loads of black men and actually more black women. Not very much a lot of black men who are there. So I'm probably like a small minority of black men who are there. But as you go further up, yes, it's a lot more white directors who are there. So if you do get there, you could be sitting in that room as the only black person who's there. So you have to be able to manage and maneuver that. It's you who's there. How are you going to be able to deal with it? There might be some cultural issues. So you have to articulate that. But will your peers and cohorts, will they understand where you're coming from? And sometimes you have to tell them that, because they don't have that lived experience. Yeah. I mean, myself and Rob. Yeah. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah. And also as well, when I first started to go into these meetings with executives, and I'm talking big managers, right? Yeah. What am I doing there? Like, you know, like because obviously, like, I'm thinking, I'm like the only man them, and I'm looking on the screen now. I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, they're gonna ask me to talk in a minute. I'm sweating now, turning the screen off, getting all the. Hi, Robert. I'm like, and I was nervous enough. Yeah. But then gradually, after like 3 or 4 weeks, and I became familiar. This is minor. Do you know what I mean? Everything, And then as I said before, like I began to show my confidence and my know-how. Yeah. And then I began to like sort of like see through how they think, and I'm thinking, wow, what are they talking about? You're not doing this right and everything now. You know, I'm coming from right. Yeah. So it's also enhanced my confidence and my way of thinking, and also, as I said before, my business mind is on another level now. Yeah. So it's made me realize I know what I want, and also I know what needs to change for our local authority and young people as well. So
I've got a question actually. So being like, sometimes if you're the only black person or one of a few black people and black men, do you ever have to deal with people? Do people look to you? They'll be like, oh, what should we do with for this population?
These black people.
And how do you feel about it? Is that like something you'd be like, okay, you want to be able to put ideas forward to affect the communities that you know a bit better? Or are you like, why are you asking me? Like, we're all in this together. Like,
I'm quite vocal. I'm quite vocal. So particularly with young people that I work with, if there's cultural issues, sometimes it might be that those leaders, they're not taking into consideration cultural issues. So it might be, all right, so say for example, you've got a young young person and they're, you know, Black African, Black Caribbean, and say they're going to be placed in care, for example. So maybe like cultural matching, for example, in terms of their placement, and why that's important. Or in terms of understanding their experiences. So if you've got a young Black boy who's open on a child protection plan, who's got concerns, and maybe like he might want to be criminalized, but maybe as a Black man looking at the case, I can be like, actually, you know what? There's a lot more going on for him, and that you guys are not really kind of aware of. Like you're just trying to stereotype him. You shouldn't. Or if it's like education, I remember I had a young person whereby he had special educational needs, and what happened in his school is that the teachers couldn't manage him in school, so they were kind of like quick to say, oh, he needs to be excluded, or they were isolating him from his class. And I was kind of, no teacher wanted him, and I was kind of saying to them that, look, I'll be honest with you, this is a young Black child that we're dealing with, and if you exclude him, I know where it's gonna go for him. So sometimes it's those kind of things that you have to bring to their attention, because if you're coming from someone who's had that experience, or you're aware of what goes on in the community, they wouldn't be aware because they never experienced it. It's not, you know, do many of them, do they live in London, or they lived in, we call it concrete jungle estates? Have they been out on... It's true. A lot of them are not really equipped for that, whereas I'm a bit more equipped for it.
And another thing as well, like I had this conversation actually yesterday with another colleague. If you think about young people and all the schools, white Caucasian are actually the minority now, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's what they say, isn't it?
Yeah. In inner London, if you think about inner London, most of the schools are Black. Well, I like to say it, that BAME word, but it's Black African minority ethnic group. It's the majority of Black children, you know, Somali, Caribbean, African, etc. in London schools. That's the majority of the schools now. Yeah. Wow. So, and I mean, once again, on our platform, like we like to have, I want to have a lot of head teachers. There's actually not a lot of Black head teachers in schools.
That's true.
And that's quite important, because if you're in a Black orientated area, whether it's in South London, West London, whatever, whatnot, surely to a degree, it would make sense to have a head of that school who can empathise with the children culturally to a degree.
They did a campaign actually for school governors, because it was the same situation. Like they had loads of school governors, and in like areas which had a high population of like ethnic minorities, the school governors were still very white, and so obviously they still have some oversight, and they were trying to get more like Black, Asian, or whatever like school governors. I just wanted to touch on something that you said. You said that some of the people that you're working with, they might not have the cultural context, and they might not, like, you can say, okay, if you exclude this Black boy, this is what's going to happen, and you can see it. Do you think that they should, like, if you're working in social work and you've been working in social work for some time, don't you think that you should know that by now? Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, they might not have the same lived experience.
Jeez.
Fire, boy. After a point, you educate yourself.
She said, "I'm tired of educating you."
Yeah. No, you're right. You should know. You know, and they do like a lot of forums so that you can understand actually what's actually going on. You know, say, because I remember like.
Actually,
go on.
She's right, you know.
No.
Because no. We had this conversation the other day. Like, okay, so, all right, let's say I'm a social worker. I'm not, right? But let's say I am now, yeah. No, so, let's say you're a teacher. I'm a social worker. You might be a teacher. You might be a YOS worker, right? Yeah, social work. So we all know our job role, right? Yeah. And we all know as well that times have changed now. Like we've had COVID, we've had the lockdown, it's the living crisis now. We've now got a king now. You know, times have changed. Yeah. Like times are changing, isn't it? Right? Yeah. So it's almost like you have to keep up with the time. So I know, right? Listen, in my job role now, right? I've got to fix up. I need to just analyze, you know, go on and make sure I'm on point and how to deal with specific matters, whether it's a family or young people, whatever, whatnot. And I think some people are not stepping up, you know, and they don't know their job role, but you're supposed to know your job role.
Bro, no, it is. Many are detached. That's the problem.
Why though?
I'm saying, but many are detached. Some of them ain't been out on the ground. Like, like I said to you, when I've had cases and I've gone to like those big meetings, and it's like, rah, like, well, I'm out there on the ground and I see what's going on, because they a lot of them, they haven't practiced or done that. So how would they know? They should know.
Yeah.
But if you ain't done it, you're not gonna know. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Yeah.
Do you think that young Black people in particular know about how to get into social work or to be a mentor? So for me personally, I didn't know you needed, or it's good to have qualifications to be a
and
mentor.
it makes sense to have qualifications.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Or especially you're saying that Black men are the minority in social work. I feel like for Black, I'm not a Black man, but I assume that a lot of young Black boys, if they knew that that's an avenue they could go down to help people like them, then maybe there's a chance that they could look at that if there's somebody who doesn't want to.
And to be honest with you, you're right.
Yeah.
We need a lot more young Black men in social work, but I think the issue is the stigma of being a social worker is so negative.
What's the stigma?
Talking about this on the pod about whether you think it's respected to be a social worker.
It's not respected.
Yeah, you said it's not a respected profession.
Okay, so I'm going to use us as
Sorry, before you talk, I'm just going to say that as somebody who doesn't have any direct interaction with social workers or mentors, I didn't know there was a stigma.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why my question is, what is the stigma?
A stigma.
I'm like, what is the stigma?
Yeah, what is the stigma?
That you lot, that we just take children away, they go into care.
Yeah, I do know this.
We're child snatchers, we allow children to die, we ruin families' lives.
I'm not gonna lie, not that I would have necessarily associated that.
Do you know what it is?
That is what's in popular media.
In my head, I differentiate Black social workers and white social workers.
No.
When I think of like Baby P, I don't think of Black social workers.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, they would never. That's not them. I don't associate the two.
No, but there's no difference. Black, white, Asian, blue, alien, you're the same.
Wow.
You are all the same.
Nah, I can't lie. When I think of social workers, I think of Baby P,
Victoria.
Exactly.
And then also as well, right, unfortunately, if you think about in our Black community, right, it is often in our Black community. So I don't know whether it's ignorance, arrogance, they're not informed, or they're not aware of actually what a social worker's role is.
Yeah.
Just where I'm coming from. So a lot of people think a social worker can get you. So let's say like you've got a woman who's got 2 babies, or she's overpacked house, whatever, whatnot. They're thinking, oh yeah, social worker can get me a flat, or move home. No, they can't. Right? Yeah, they can. right. Do you understand though? Right? Yeah, it's not as easy as that. Do you know what I mean? Everything. So I do feel it is a lot. I just feel the media have planted a specific
poor seed,
seed, and
that's why I sent the message to the Prime Minister. You know.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Which one?
Liz Truss.
Oh, okay.
Wait, say which one?
No, you got to know. We've had a lot. We don't know. If it was 2 weeks ago, it could have been someone else.
You best not watch this. You ain't getting no rating. Yeah. But I sent a message to her.
Sorry.
I said to her,
How did you send this message?
So what I did is, on our thing, I tagged her in. I tagged her in, and then I'm doing a petition as well. So I'm hoping that me and Rob get to meet her, because I need to talk to her, honestly. Honestly. So but the stigma is very negative, and I think
I like the passion.
Me too.
It's quite refreshing.
I'm just thinking that by the time the petition goes off and it's ready to meet her, it will be a new Prime Minister.
Nah, she was talking about whoever PM is, whoever it is. But because of the stigma, you're right. I mean, we do need a lot more young Black men, but I think whether they'll go into social work, I don't think they will.
Do you have to go to uni?
Yeah, you got to go to uni. You have to have 2 placements, and then obviously you need to get a degree and qualify, and then apply to local authorities. And it's not just children's, it's adults. You can work in a hospital, mental health. There's like so many avenues into the social
Can I
worker.
ask, in terms of the qualification, is it just a degree, or are there other qualifications? Because what I've seen is because I don't think there's a shortage of like Black men who want to actually support the community and stuff like that. But I feel like sometimes it's a bit idealistic, like, I want to help the youth, all that kind of stuff. But they haven't done the work.
Speak
and
on
they
it.
don't know.
Speak on it.
No.
And then they don't do the qualification. and they end up on the low
You
level.
know what?
You know what?
You know.
Spot on.
You
I've been telling this guy to get his social work degree. I've been talking to him.
And I can do it
You want
easy.
to be a social worker?
No, I don't. All right.
No. I'm just saying to him,
No, but
just get the paper.
yeah, I can.
paper.
I can do it easy. Like,
Just get the paper,
I know
bro.
I can, right? Yeah.
But why? But if you want to be a social worker, like, what's the...
No, but you know what? It's just good to have that piece of paper.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Right.
Just get the paper.
Plus, it makes the bank balance go up a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Why not?
Yeah, but you said that a great point, you know, right? Yeah. So what I'm finding now, especially in the last 5 years, there are a lot of people like males who do want to get into mentoring, right? Yeah, but they don't know how, right? Yeah. But what they don't know as well, you got to study, bro.
Yeah, you have to study.
Right, you need to get some piece of papers. Do you know what I mean? First of all, your DBS. Listen, listen, like.
It's true though.
Right, listen. What's on your thing?
Is it clear?
Huh?
Can you be like a social worker
Or a mentor?
You got the flags on the
Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. All right. So
Do you know answer?
no, let me answer. I'll answer from my mentor point of view.
You answer.
Yeah, you do the social work.
Okay,
Go
cool.
Right. So I know man them that have been getaway drivers, yeah? Right? Yeah? Right? Okay, right, yeah? And they've got jobs in schools. Now really, that has
What? He whacked his head, you know.
Rob, drink your water, bro.
it's getting hot in there. It's getting hot, bro.
Rob, drink your water, yeah? Drink your water.
There's getaway drivers working in school.
But
Are they driving the coach to the football grounds, or are they in the?
Sorry to the coach, you know?
Drink your water, bro.
But do you, like, is it because they...
No, all right. So a lot of the man them on the block or in the community, they've got a pass, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some might have been in prison. Some, you know, might have had a pass from like 5 or 6 years ago, even 10 years ago, and they just want to make a change and everything. Yeah. But what I tell a lot of them is that, right, listen, have you got any criminal activities, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And often, if you do, it does stop you from getting a job in a school, right? Yeah. Or even voluntary, and a lot of them might want to like dedicate like an hour or hour and a half, whatever, whatnot.
Yeah.
But what they don't realize, you got to have some form of qualifications, bruv. You got to study. You have to, man. And I think what it is now, a lot of people have this like lazy mindset, not on purpose, but it's like, oh, that's long.
Yeah.
And then it puts them off.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
so
true.
but yeah, it's sad, but that's
But I see it. I literally see it. Like, there's always... It's just like the stereotypical thing, like, respectfully, that reformed, but also criminals.
Yeah.
They just come out and say, "Oh yeah, like, I don't want kids to be like me. You know, stay in school. I want to do youth work," and then nothing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, those are the ones who actually be good social workers because they've got lived experience.
Yeah,
Perfect.
And they'll be excellent social workers.
True.
You know, so man, them you can actually come be a social worker. You know,
Yeah.
but it's when you go through your DBS and you speak to your employer, or you go to uni. They'll probably ask you about your past and what is it you've learned and how is it you've changed
And how can you apply
and
that?
how you can apply that to the families or children or whoever you're going to work with.
Yeah. And this is why when you talk about the public sector and the private sector, that's why there's got to be some leniency in terms of a bit of a balance and everything, because you know, I would prefer Marlon or Gary, you know, who's maybe done time, whatever, whatnot. But guess what? They've got the know-how to talk to the young people.
Yeah.
This is why I done it. This was my mindset. This is why you shouldn't do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're best equipped to talk to them and everything. But as we know, in the HR guidelines or
policy procedures.
You can't bring them on board, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know
It's
what?
actually quite-
I won't mention the organization. I'll tell you off air,
Okay.
but they worked with a big sports brand to come and speak to youth about, you know, don't be on the streets. And everybody they got to speak to this group from Lewisham were white.
Oh my
Every single
gosh.
person. So they have the money, like it's a big, you know, it's a big company.
the
So they have the money, but they didn't go out of their way to say, okay, these are the children we're talking to. Let's kind of find people from, you know, the sporting backgrounds, the entertainment backgrounds that actually look like them and can speak to them and that will listen to them. So the kids weren't actually that engaged.
Of course not.
You know, so and I've been seeing that a lot. Is that, you know, all these big organizations
They
do
got
want
the
to get
money.
involved. They've got the money, but they don't actually want to put in that extra
It's just
step.
then that to me is just performative.
It's very
Yeah,
performative,
100%,
right?
yeah.
They just want to put it on their content reel.
Because if you really cared, you will
It's
go
very
and
bad,
do the
it is.
research.
That's bad.
Yeah.
You'll go and do the research, you'll reach out to people, you will find if you were really invested.
And if you don't have the people within your organization, you'll partner with others if you really want to make
exactly.
Yeah, but they still got this tick in the box.
Tick box.
Oh, this is the narrative that we want to do, or we've got to spend 10 grand for some charity. Oh yeah, let's do this. And do you know what I mean? They're not really thinking, do you know what I mean? Everything,
That's all of part 1, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe on all platforms. Also remember to follow us, and if you've got any questions or queries about part 1, please let us know in the inbox, in the DMs, and stay tuned for part 2. Bye. That's a wrap.